Goeiedag almal. Ek hoop dat alles goed is vandag. And I'm your Afrikaans teacher, so some of you would have seen me on your mathematics videos. And as I've said there, that I will be making a lot more videos for you guys in the future. As I mentioned in the previous videos for mathematics, that I've just managed to sort out my laptop and that, and I find it much easier to make these online videos using this platform because it enables us to share our screen and you guys can see what I'm working on the other side. Right, so we are looking at um, the presentation. Right, so this week's work says graad 5 Afrikaans term 1 week 4. Right, and if you scroll down, you will come down to dag 1, which says voornaamwoorde, which is what we are looking at today. So it says verwys na dag 1 van jou werkblad en voltooi dit. Refer to day 1 of your worksheet and complete it. So you will have a look at this on your worksheet. Today I'm going to be referring to dag 2, which is leidende vorm as well. So after I finish off with dag 1, I'm going to talk about dag 2 leidende vorm and just touch base on that. The rest of the sections on bedrijvende vorm, praat en leestijd in a paragraph, you guys can have a look at that during the course of the week. So if I pull out the worksheet, so dag 1 voornaamwoorde. So as many of you know, voornaamwoorde refers to your pronouns in Afrikaans, right? So things, words like he, she, her, his, they, us, etc. All of those form part of your pronouns in Afrikaans, right? And we have to use them in specific types of sentences and in certain sections in Afrikaans because these are the foundations of any sentence, whether it be English or Afrikaans or any other language. Pronouns are extremely important. Today's lesson is a build-up of a lesson that was done the previous week, and I'm sure all of you have watched that video on voornaamwoorde, and you guys have familiarized yourselves with it, or at least looked at a bit of it. So I'm going to be looking at oefening 1, kies die korrekte voornaamwoord tussen hakies. So practice 1, choose the correct pronoun in the brackets. Die seun wie of wat die slang vashou is, my of myne vriend. So the boy who or that caught the snake is my or mine friend. So I'm going to highlight this in a different color to just indicate to you the correct answer. So I'm going to do quite a few of them. I'll do 5 of them and you guys can do from number 5 to 10. So the boy, and now we want to say who caught the snake. So we can't say wat, because wat means what. So we need to say wie, right? Die seun wie die slang vashou is my friend. We cannot say myne friend because myne means mine's. So we can't say that the boy who caught the snake is mine's friend. That doesn't sound right. If we're looking at number 2, die kinders wat of wie op die bank sit is almal in graad 8. So the children what or who sit on the bank are all in grade 8. Now, because we are referring to a type of object like the bank, die bank, we will say wat op die bank sit. So wat goes, generally it goes with the word op. So that can kind of be like a clue that wat and op must go together in the future. Nummer 3, die winkel deur wie of wat ek my handboeke bestel het die vinnig afgelewer. So in this case, your answer is wie. Okay, and now I would like for you guys to try and attempt the rest. So you guys can do from numbers 4 to number 10, and I will be sending out the answers to these questions during the course of next week. If we're looking at dag 2, so I said I was also going to talk about dag 2's work where I have leidende and bedrijvende vorm. It says onthou, leidende vorm se volgorde van die sin is onderwerp, voorwerp en gesegde. Bedrijvende vorm se volgorde is voorwerp, onderwerp en gesegde. So basically, when you are speaking, you can use an example like John kicks the ball. Your subject is John, your verb is kicks, and then your object is obviously the ball. But in the leidende vorm, we will change it to start with the object first. So it will become die bal word deur John geskap. So we write it slightly differently when we're looking at leidende vorm. Bedrijvende vorm is the normal way of writing where we have our subject and then our verb and then our object. So, stappe om te volg. 1. Bepaal die tijdsvorm van die sin. Figure out the tense of the sentence. So what is the tense? Is it in the present tense, the future tense, the past tense, etc.? So in this case, we are looking at die teenwoordige tyd, the present tense. Whenever you work with the teenwoordige tyd, we always use word deur. So example, sy groet hom, hy word deur haar gegroet. So hom changes to hy, word deur haar gegroet. In the verlede tyd, because it's a past tense, it must become het, and we use is deur. So sy het hom gegroet, hy is deur haar gegroet. In die toekomende tyd, which is a future tense, we will use sal deur. Right, so all I want you to worry about is word deur is used for teenwoordige tyd, is deur is used for the verlede tyd, and sal deur is used for the toekomende tyd when you are doing leidende vorm. Now for number 2, it says onderstreep die werkwoorde. So underline the verb. So anything in Afrikaans, it's extremely important for us to go and underline the verbs before we can do anything else. And then omkring die onderwerp en voorwerp. Circle the subject and the object just so we have already identified them. Let's see how this works in a sentence now. So voltooi die volgende vrae. Vraag 1. Skryf die volgende sinne oor in die leidende vorm. Right, so I'm going to write here. Daleen Matthew skryf baie boeke. And we want to start with the object, baie boeke. So we will start that by using our object, baie boeke. Then we need to ask ourselves, what tense is this in? So Daleen Matthew skryf baie boeke. The word skryf is going to indicate to us our tense because it's in the middle of the sentence. It does not have a ge. There's no sal in the sentence. This tense would then be the present tense, which we know to be the teenwoordige tyd. So because we are looking at the present tense, we need to use word deur. So the word word deur now is going to come immediately after the subject. Right, so baie boeke word deur, then you can include the rest of the sentence. Word deur Daleen Matthew, skryf. Right, and take note that when you're converting something into the ledende form, even though it's in present tense in this example, we still use a ge at the end of the word. Geskryf. So the tense of the last verb will change to the past. So it will have a ge in it. If you're looking at 1.2, so I'm going to do 1.2 with you as well. Bertie van Tonder bak lekker brood. So first we've got to ask ourselves, what is the object? And here we can see that the object is brood. Right, but we need to also talk a little bit more about that object. So we can't just say brood. We need to start with lekker brood. So that becomes lekker brood. And then again, what tense is this? Is this the present tense, the past tense, or is it the future tense? Because the word bak is there in the center. It doesn't have a ge. There's no sal in the sentence. It again is the present tense. So we say lekker brood word hier Percy van yikes. Percy van Tonder. And then our verb goes to the end and it must take a ge. So gebak. And that's how we would write it out. Okay, guys. So I hope that was fine for today. You guys can go ahead and try and attempt the rest of those answers under dag 1 in dag 2. And if you'll have any queries, please do not hesitate to message me via WhatsApp so that I can answer them. Okay, take care and have a lovely day ahead.